Hello. Namaste. Kya haal hai sabhi ke? This is Shubham and with me it's Pruthvi. You're watching PS Lights Out and we just saw an amazing Dutch Grand Prix.
Yeah.
And I think we have been saying this again and again, but F1 it's actually at its peak right now. ये पृथ्वी का डायलॉग है मैं बार बार चोरी कर लेता हूँ. But yeah, what an amazing race, Prithvi.
Yeah, that should be our new intro. F1 is at its best. Amazing. No, I mean, man, 22 seconds gap. Like, I can't wait to start, jump right
Exactly.
into that. 22 seconds gap. That's like, look at how the cards have done, just what 1 year can do. Like, when we thought in the first few races this season, we thought like it would be Max Verstappen every weekend trashing everyone, and now it's like not. I put up a story on our Instagram. We only have 22 followers there since we just started.
Right.
But that was like, I posted that story right after the first time when, Norris took over, that McLaren's dominance has ended, because that was one thing that stand out to me, that obviously the start of Norris will come to that. But after 5 or 6 laps of Max being on the lead, there was a gap of just 1.5 seconds. So that's like,
they maintained like a 1 second gap, and like in like 6th, 7th lap they actually received the DRS as well. So
yes.
Norris was right behind him, bro. He was not letting it go.
Exactly. Otherwise, Max in the past he would like gain 1 second each lap, and after 5 or 10 laps he'll be like 15 seconds ahead of flying. But now
exactly.
Red Bull dominance is so over, man. Damn.
It's over. Yeah, we can definitely say that. The way McLaren is performing in last few races, like we can definitely say today also I feel they messed up a little bit with the strategy again, McLaren.
Yeah.
Like I thought it's going to be like McLaren 1 and 2. Like at least they could have been like 2 drivers could have been on the podium. That's what I felt.
Yeah,
but
1 and 2 was difficult, but P3 for Piastri was definitely achievable if they would have.
Yes, exactly, and he was on P3 for the longest time. So, like, I didn't expect him to be on P4. Other than that, like again, like when Norris was actually in the pits, Piastri को like almost 4-5 lap तक पिट नहीं करने दिया. I don't know why they do this again and again. Like last race में भी same चीज हुई थी कि काफी देर तक like काफी laps निकल जाते हैं, उसके बाद में उसको पिट करवाते हैं. And वही reason की वजह से undercut it becomes more and more like efficient for other people. So
sad rest for Piastri, but like it's overwhelming for Norris. It was one of his best races. I think it was his best races on merit so far, like in F1.
Yes, definitely.
22. This was like pure dominance. Like no luck was involved in this. It was pure dominance. Like McLaren is flying. McLaren is absolutely flying. He just have to get his start sorted, and then I think he'll be able to easily win the World Championship next year. You just have to sort out his start, because if you look at the stats that when he started from the pole, he is not able to lead the race in the first 5 laps, so he'll get overtaken.
Exactly.
So that is one thing that is very crucial, because what happens is if you keep on messing up the start, like the next one would get an advantage over the period of few laps. But this race, McLaren were like on fire. The car was literally flying.
You can totally see the difference between the pace. Like the way he was like overtaking Max, like it just proved everything. Like Max ने कोई मेहनत ही नहीं करी. He was like, just leave, just go. Like he was that quick. You can actually see the difference. And after a point of time, I felt Max was not even like bothering about it. वो उसको fight करने की कोशिश नहीं कर रहा है.
And he was not saving his tire, Norris, at the end, and everybody like thought that he might be in for a fastest lap. And मैं वही बोल रहा था, please मत करना bro, please मत करना. That would be very risky at the end. If you go on to the pits for just getting 1 extra point, it would have risked it all. But thank God ये नहीं हुआ, and he easily won the race.
Right. That actually brings us to a very good point. Now Red Bull and McLaren, They
Yeah.
just have a difference of 30 points.
Yo.
So one more race, and we might see McLaren on top of the constructor.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a maybe point.
Yeah, but
I don't
it's
know. Like,
easy to get there in a couple of races time if things go the way they are going right now. And
yeah, and
last,
exactly the way Paris is performing,
yeah,
I don't see Red Bull keeping up the points.
yeah,
Because on the other side, Norris and Piastri both are fighting really nicely, and they are actually scoring more points
yep,
than alone Max, who is actually carrying his team. But yeah, and like even in the drivers' championship, they just have a difference of 60 points. So
yeah.
in 2 or 3 more races, we will see a drivers fight as well in as well as construction championship. So
Let's see, let's
pretty
see.
cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. Although I would say I was kind of like, I won't blame Paris in this straight. I think he had a good race this weekend. Like P6, he started
Not really.
P6. No, he did.
Yeah.
I think only like thing that worked in his favor was Mercedes was not able to perform well this race.
Yes. At the end,
Otherwise,
something happened. Like Russell
yeah,
was all the way P4, and then
yeah,
like at the
yeah,
last maybe like 15 laps, he just went
yeah.
back,
The tire
slowly dropped.
was the problem with Mercedes, so they
Yeah,
have
like
to
before
go for
the
two
before the
stopper.
restart, they were actually talking about it. Yeah,
Yep.
that the tire temperatures are going to affect the race a lot. So everyone was actually checking like by their hands, like what kind of temperature it is.
Yeah. It's
So
crazy.
that's
But
true.
Mercedes were so back in the past few races, so we were really hoping they would like turn out at least one podium or something. But it was sad to see them. Yeah, but
Slowly
yeah,
falling
yeah,
it back. Yeah. Even in quali, they actually did perform quite okay. Like not
yeah,
from
yeah.
the Hamilton's perspective. It was more of the tire strategy and
Yep,
things I can say in the quali where they messed up. क्योंकि बारिश हुई and
yep, yep.
ऐसा like dry track, wet track ऐसा situation हो गया. But on the other side, like Science had the same thing.
Yep.
So Ferrari and Mercedes both had one driver below in out in Q2.
Yeah.
So I
Hamilton got
feel
a
it's the
great
same.
grid
Even though
penalty.
that happened, Russell did perform well.
Yep.
So वो भी सही है.
Yeah, even Hamilton
But yeah,
had a
we
good
can hope that.
recovery drive and like the soft tires, he managed to get the fastest lap as well. Or yeah,
Right.
so but still not the best of the race, which again bring Ferrari to a good place as well. So Ferrari had a good race. It
Yes,
was
exactly.
unexpected, but it was good. Leclerc on podium, which was always a welcome. And Sainz P5
Right.
again, they were not expecting to be that ahead, but again, like both the Ferraris and Perez, they three were benefited by
Right.
Mercedes not having the best of their races.
But yeah,
So
exactly.
that's good. Like the grid keeps on flipping, so that's very interesting for us fans.
Yeah, I feel this year Mercedes will be fighting for the third place, not even for the second place, because McLaren and Red Bull are so ahead right
Yeah,
now, like almost 200 points away from them,
yeah,
180 or something. But Ferrari, even for Ferrari and Mercedes, it's almost 100 points gap right now. So one or two more bad races, and they might be actually securing the fourth position. So it's not good for them.
yep,
But as we have seen the graph of Mercedes, they have
yeah,
always like recovered
yeah. It's
nicely from
positive.
the losses.
From
So
where they started, at least this is like much better. So it's
yeah, and always Ferrari is always the downward curves.
yeah, exactly. It's like opposite
So
between Mercedes and Ferrari both. Like Ferrari
right,
is not able to bring in upgrades, and Mercedes is going down, right? But ठीक
true.
है. Like McLaren had their biggest upgrades this weekend, like compared to after
Other
what they
yeah,
brought in Silverstone or something last year. This was their biggest upgrade, and it worked beautifully for them.
right,
So that is one thing to keep in mind, that their dominance might be back. Now we might
exactly.
see Norris
Hopefully,
20 seconds
yeah.
ahead
Hopefully
every time.
they keep it till
Yeah.
there.
Yep. Let's hope for the
Right.
best.
So again, like coming back to Red Bull as a team, like
Yeah.
what do you think?
Yeah.
Like Paris saying that he's secured for this season, but I still feel like Christian Horner might not take it. Like he
Yeah.
might switch him in middle of the season with someone else.
Yeah, but this was their time, Summer break was their time to switch Paris if they really wanted to. But now I don't
Right.
see them making the switch in the last 9 races. At least, like, if Perez just continue what he did this weekend, like P6, P7, Red Bull is not expecting too much from him at this point. But at least
Yeah.
when the point
But
score stuff
at least
was,
P4,
yeah,
bro. Like
yeah,
with the
yeah,
same car, they can expect at least P3, P4,
yep.
somewhere near the podium. P6 is not acceptable for
Not acceptable. But
Red Bull.
I don't think they'll be able to change like now since it's just 9. Able is a one thing, they can obviously
Yeah,
do that, but I think they'll lose.
I don't trust Christian Horner in
Yeah,
this.
yeah. It would be
कुछ भरोसा
interesting
नहीं
to
हो,
see,
किसी को
like,
भी उठा के कभी भी डाल देगा.
yeah, if I were in Red Bull, I would have definitely made this change,
Yeah, he has options as well. That's the
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
So
Liam
why not?
Lawson is sitting right there. Yuki Tsunoda is performing
Yeah,
well. Although इस race में क्या हुआ Yuki Tsunoda? We'll get to the week out later, but
we'll get it later. Yeah.
yeah,
Cool. Then we can talk more about Ferrari, if not Red Bull. Like this
yeah,
weekend was good for them
yep,
because past few races they were just missing out a lot. ऐसा like
yeah,
हम लोग कुछ बात भी नहीं कर सकते थे उनके बारे में. They were not performing. Like
yep,
Leclerc कभी ऊपर आ रहा है, कभी Sainz ऊपर आ रहा है, but someone was missing in the whole picture, right? And even though someone wins it, not wins, but at least in top 5, there's not much to talk about them. But
yep.
today it's something like P3 and P5, which is pretty good. And for Science, from P11 or P12 to P5, that's pretty amazing. Like compared to Hamilton, he did like really good job.
Ferrari were like, they were great at the strategy, and this is something we don't get to say a lot. This time they did pretty well
Strategy
in.
F worked for him.
Yes,
Worked for them.
yes, yes, yes. So that is one thing that went well for them. On point strategy,
Yes.
one stopper. But again, like, I feel like always two stoppers gives us the best races, because it was just one
True.
stop. So it was hard to mess up
Yeah.
from everyone's perspective. So that's good.
Yeah, there was not many changes in the grid overall as compared to
Yep.
quali, you can say. Few changes, like obviously Science, Hamilton, like moving up a lot, and then both Aston Martins moving down.
Yeah.
Then again, Russell going down as well.
Yep.
But other than that, like race seems quite normal compared to last few weeks.
Yep.
So
Yeah, it
pretty
was,
good.
but it was necessary as well. We were like getting blockbuster after blockbuster. This was like a calm race, like a race to,
Calm it down, bro.
yeah, a race to be enjoyed in this rainy season. Like, it's raining outside. You're watching F1. You don't have to jump and get up every few laps. You are just enjoying, like, looking at
Pruthvi
the
is
gap.
going to be like, "Mummy, chai milegi."
Not a tea person, but yeah, this is like a tea kind of weather for sure. But exactly, there was gap building up between the first two, and there were other things happening below, so it was quite
Right.
interesting. Yeah,
That's cool.
that brings us to Aston Martin.
Mercedes.
We did.
We
Yeah,
still
yeah.
have to talk about Mercedes in a way.
Yep.
So being at the fourth in constructor championship, and then like in the past, like Russell not winning a Grand Prix and just DNF, that's a big
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
Then today again, like P8 and P7, like it's P7 P8, yeah, exactly. So
Yeah,
it's not what they expected.
definitely not.
At least from Russell, he could have scored P4. He was there all the time, and then like
Yeah.
suddenly kept on
I
just
think it
slowing down.
was all down to the tires this race. Like, Ferrari going up and Mercedes not going, like, not having their
performing
best
that
races. It was all
nicely, yeah.
because of tire degradation. Like the
Right.
temperature and the tire temperature, all of that played a huge role in this. But that
Right.
is one thing they need to work around. Like, they can't have, like, after
Exactly.
what they have achieved in the past few races, they need to continue that. process and look
Yeah, exactly.
what the
And like
problems are.
even for the championship, they cannot
Yeah.
hope to win or even secure a second position now, because
Yep.
the amount of races which are remaining, they have to score at least 200 points more, which
Yeah.
seems quite tough. While the other teams might be scoring some more additional points in
Yeah.
between,
Yeah.
so it's pretty tough for them.
Yeah.
So
All I
their competition
can.
right now is just Ferrari again, like
Yeah.
exactly like last year.
Yeah, but even the gap between Ferrari and Mercedes is pretty huge because starting
It's
with
quite
Ferrari
significant.
was
Yeah,
pretty up and like Mercedes was nowhere in the starting. So right now the
true.
only goal for them is to look at 25 and keep improving the car like they are doing right now, weekend after weekend,
Correct.
so they can have some good targets next year.
Yeah, on the other side, Hamilton would be thinking कि यार मैंने क्या डिसीजन लिया, सही लिया गलत लिया, वो अभी
Yeah,
भी
yeah.
वही सोच रहा
Every
है.
day, every race there is this. ठीक
कभी
है.
सोच रहा है यार फरारी में जाना इट्स अ गुड
Yeah.
डिसीजन, कभी सोच रहा होगा कि यार क्यों क्यों जा रहा हूँ फरारी में.
Yeah, talking about bad decisions, I think like we will have to change the sequence, but let's get to Williams first, and let's talk about
Yes.
regrets and science. बंदे ने इतनी अच्छी रेस
First of
की,
all,
he was P5.
the amazing job they have done.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what we can talk about.
Amazing job F1 has done as well, like in terms of safety, like the crash of Sargent
Right.
in P3. That's what we are talking about. Oh, God. Like, after, if you have looked at the aftermath, the fire and everything, like, nobody would have
Yeah.
thought that the driver would be uninjured and just walk out of that car. It's so amazing. Like,
Exactly. I'll post a picture right here somewhere
yeah.
so that you guys can see like how can someone recover from that sort of an accident in 2 days?
Yep.
How can you recover a car
Yep,
in
yep,
two
yep.
days?
This is something that
That's
is
just
so impressive about F1 itself as a sport. It's not just about 20 drivers, going round and round in fast cars. It's so much about the technology and the science behind this, like the safety that they've come.
right.
It used to be one of the most dangerous sports, and now if you look at Perez's crash in Monaco, look at any crashes, all of them, like, finger crossed, are in
Right.
uninjured and just walking out of the car like nothing
Yes.
happened, and that too at the speed of about 300 kilometers an hour. And
Right.
like if you look at G forces and everything, it's just crazy. So this is like very much high respect to FIA and F1 and Williams team for recovering the car. I didn't after looking at the aftermath of the car, I thought they won't be able to make the car up and running
You
in the
underestimated
race.
F1 in general.
Yeah, yeah, man.
But
No,
yeah,
but
they did quite an amazing job.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But since we are talking about the good things about F1, I'll also bring out this part, like F1 being like billions and billions of dollars are being spent. But
Right.
I don't know उनकी graphic team को क्या है, मतलब the graphic disappeared if you looked at it at the end of the race. Like it just went away because second was Hulkenberg. No, it was Magnussen. Like the back markers were and then they just have to stop the same thing happened. I
Right.
don't remember the race. I guess it was a few race back.
Technical
Like
glitches.
same thing happened. Like for 20-30 laps, there were no graphics. So I don't know like how
Okay.
hard it is for them to just stick the graphic right where they have to. That's one
Right.
thing.
Makes sense. So you were talking something about Williams.
Yep. So yeah, it would be a regret, man. Looking at Williams, they are not able to score points. Albon, like he had a good quali, but then he was disqualified because of the like size of the floor, like space between the floor.
Yes, more
And
regulations again and again.
yeah. So
Can't
there
cheat
was
here.
that, but still, in terms of race pace, they have nothing right now. They had a good season last
Right.
year, but इस बार कुछ है नहीं. And then looking at Alpine, but वही कि compared to Williams, they are like gaining something at least. So
Something at least,
do
yeah.
you think like if Sainz made the right decision? What are your thoughts again, like on Sainz's decision?
So again, like as I used to say, like as I've said before, science could have been in Red Bull's reserve seat, and instead of Paris, they could have like just replaced him and like could have tested it out. कि like हाँ चल at least Paris नहीं तो तू perform कर ले भाई. तो I feel कि Max को competition भी मिलता, or maybe in a way, good way, he could have been helped the team to secure points. That's what I felt like. That's what he should have done. Now, questions about the Audi team coming in future 2026. He is hoping to be in the team, while I feel they might go for someone new. And Mick Schumacher is already in like a good long conversation with the Audi team. So rumors again and again, but again, I don't know like if it's a right decision or not. And he took the decision very late as well. He had this opportunity to be in the Mercedes team as well.
Yeah.
But again,
no, I don't think he had the opportunity. If he had the opportunity, then I think he would have taken it. But that
he had too much time.
Yeah, he had time, but I am sure he would have taken the Mercedes or the Red Bull seat if he was offered what he wanted, like at least a 2-year contract or something. I think either there was a clash in the terms of
contracts, most probably,
yeah. So, but then again, like we mentioned in one of our earlier podcasts as well, that he just had to choose which is the less worst team, because all the options that he had were from the bottom teams as well itself. So
I feel it's going to be good competition for Albon.
Yep. Yeah.
So Albon would be like performing every single race.
Yep. Let's see.
That too, again, new team principal doing a great job. So
yeah,
we can expect something good from Williams next season. Not this season. Like it's we just have like 8 or 9 races remaining, I guess, and above that, it's going to be a bit difficult for them to recover in just these many races. So let's hope for the best. That actually brings a very good point on Alpine, because today Pierre Gasly scored points. So happy for him. Like he did an amazing job in quali, and then again in the race he performed. He did not have the pace, obviously, compared to the other drivers, but compared to Aston Martin went down while he was able to score points. So that's a win-win situation, because in constructor Aston Martin is still at 5th, while Alpine is at 8th. And they just have 13 points till now. Yeah. So any
Aston
points scored by
on their own league, like, yep.
Yeah, like they don't have any competition below or above, because like they are at 74 points right now.
Yep.
Above them it's Mercedes, they are at 276 points, so like the 200 points gap. But below them is Red Bull, the Honda RB Cash team, and they are at 34 points.
Yep.
And I don't see them scoring enough points like in future as well. Until unless both of the drivers come P6, P7 in a race and then like secure good points.
Yeah, I think at the end of
it was a bit disappointing race for them, definitely, this one, right?
Yeah, I mean, after the quali, we had high hopes for Aston Martin. We really hoped that they'll be achieving at least double points is what we expected, right?
Yes.
But I'm glad at least they had 1 point from Alonso, but still not what they are looking for. But still, Aston Martin are locked in at P5. I don't see it changing. Like the gap size huge below and above, so they'll have to make do with it. But other than that,
they can go below. They cannot go above that for sure. Like P4 तो किसी हाल में भी secure नहीं कर पा रहे. P6, P7 जा सकते हैं. You never know. Alpine start performing in the next couple of races. You don't know. And the way that Gasly performed today, like he had better pace than Alpine, definitely. So we can assume that kuch ho sakta hai better.
There is definitely something about drivers and tracks, right? Like Gasly was P3 on the podium in AlphaTauri last. Or not?
Yeah.
It was
last year.
Yeah. So not in AlphaTauri, it was in Alpine itself. Last year तो नहीं होगा ना.
Last year Alpine, yeah. उसके पहले AlphaTauri था.
हाँ, तो like Gasly was on podium like in in the Netherlands.
That's the
So
thing with Gasly. Every year he
yeah,
secures one podium.
yep. Let's hope this. But it's really impressive the progress that Alpine has made. Like they were like nowhere uh, near the points even in the start.
Right.
So now P8 from Gasly, it was an amazing race. Jack
And
Doohan
now
is
we will have a
joining.
new
Yeah,
driver as well. Yes, exactly.
yep. I've seen him many times in the post race shows after the race. So he has been a good
Oh,
friend of the F1. So that's how I and
okay.
most of people might know him. So it would be
Right.
interesting to see him race. He's a good guy. Like his personality is pretty good off the track, and he has been doing a lot of simulator work right now for
Right.
Alpine. Like he's spending hours and hours in the sim. So he deserved the seat definitely, because as a reserve driver also he
Exactly.
has done the right things. So let's see.
And since Ocon has been confirmed already, so it's better to have
Yeah.
a new driver, young driver
I think
on
they
the
were
team.
only waiting for Sainz, to be honest. Like they just were waiting for the Sainz announcement. Once he announced to Williams,
Right.
they were like, okay, now we can announce our driver as well.
And
Because
soon there will be announcement for Mercedes as well. I feel Kimi is at
it's
the top
locked.
right now, and like almost in the last interview, I saw this rumors that Toto Wolff almost said it out loud that Kimi is going to be the next driver.
Yeah.
So let's see. Pretty soon, I feel like maybe in
Yep.
like a week or
Yeah,
so,
it's locked in.
we'll
Like
have.
there is no, like, I don't think a surprise would be announced or something. It's definitely Kimi and
Right.
Tannehill at this point. So it'd be
True.
interesting to see. And
Right.
about
And then
V
we have
carb,
just remained with the Haas. V
yeah,
carb is okay. Like
yeah, like
about
Daniel
V carb,
Ricciardo.
they're just scoring
Yeah,
same amount of points.
yeah. What
No
happened to
changes for them.
Sonodo's race? Though I just don't know. Like he
Like
started off
Sunoda, like
well, but
he
he just
started off well, but like again, pit strategy messed up or
yeah.
something. He's P70.
Ricardo was
So
P15 or something. P14,
no,
P15.
Ricardo is P12.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Still,
So Apolli
V
like
carb is
it's
not.
the other way around.
Yeah, V carb is not really not doing well. And I
Not where they
think,
are supposed to be.
yeah,
But
again, has like Hulkenberg went 50 laps in one sets of tires.
one set of
One set
tire.
of
Yeah,
tires. Yeah.
exactly.
That was something really great. Like last May, Gasly and Alonso and all of them overtook, and I think one other driver overtook him, but he was
Okay.
comfortably cruising in points, and like
Right.
it was
Yeah.
something really impressive, to see him like that way. And has been
And
very
I feel
impressive as well. Yeah,
and I feel in between the track it's just weird. Like I don't know why, but Dutch track is it's very off. I feel like it's
yeah,
like uske, the road is at 40 degree angle.
yeah.
Like how can you drive? It's like a
But
Daytona track.
Yep. But did you see the gyro cam that was on Norris? Like last few laps, they showed it, and there was this gyro cam in some other cars as well. It was so damn beautiful to
Right.
look at the curves. The
Yeah, I know.
car would move up and then it would go down, and the camera was amazing.
Yeah,
Like,
the
uh,
whole track is like that.
yes. This is one other thing about F1, that is really fun. Like I think F1 should hire me as their marketing guy or something, because I keep bringing up things that are good about F1. But I just want you guys to be mindful about these things as well. Like when we have a not so interesting race, like not interesting in terms of overtaking and all, what I really looked
Yes.
is for the camera and the cinematography, man. Like it's so beautiful,
Yeah.
like the helicopter shots and the way camera moves. And it's so tricky compared to other sports, like as well. If you look at like cricket, for example, then what the director and the guys have to focus on is just the ball, right? So that is the
Right.
highlight. So all the
I was in the
cameras would
center.
be
Yeah.
focusing on that one thing. But when it comes to
Right.
F1, there are like 20 balls basically.
Yeah.
So there's like 20 drivers that they have to focus on, and drama is happening throughout the field. So the director have to actively look at which camera angle to go for, and the
Exactly. Yeah.
cinematography
That's true.
behind it is so beautiful, especially
That,
when you go to places like Monaco, which in terms of racing, it's the most boring race, right? Because there is not much action
Yeah,
happening
there
and
is
no
no overtaking at all.
overtakes.
Yeah,
But the beauty of Monaco and the yacht and everything when the helicopter
yeah.
is moving up, and
Street circuit, bro.
yeah, it's
It's
so
always going to be
beautiful,
beautiful.
so beautiful. Like that's one thing that I absolutely love. And when there are races like this, like Ivan Zanderwood, like being beside the beach. Singapore is another example. The night race, so beautiful.
Yeah,
I make sure that I try to watch it in a bigger screen, like just for the
yeah. Even
cinematography of
so
it.
many tracks in between of mountains, bro. So like
Yeah,
they look
yeah,
so beautiful.
yeah.
Like,
Spa
and then
is,
then we
yeah,
have Canada, and then we have
yeah,
Australia, like in middle of water.
yeah.
And
It's
like it's
absolutely
beautiful, bro.
beautiful,
It's actually
beautiful.
nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Spa was giving me the Game of Thrones vibes, like the whole, it was like, the weather was
Yeah,
beautiful, it's amazing.
I feel Spa is like the perfect track,
Yep.
and like since they have removed Nürburgring, like
Yeah,
according to me, Nürburgring was at the top,
yep,
but it's not going to be possible. So
yep.
Belgium it is.
Amazing. I love
Cool.
Singapore. Yeah.
Yeah. So we still have to talk about Kicksober.
No, I don't think, like, I think this is like only, we have only 9 teams and 18 drivers. That's it.
I saw this coming.
I was not even going to bring this up, if we would have been like,
Yeah.
okay, that's the end of our podcast. But since you brought it up, well, anyway,
It's a billboard team, by the way,
yeah, it's
according to
just a
Pruthvi. So
billboard, like
every time
very
we talk
expensive
about
billboard.
Kicksober,
Yeah, the most expensive billboard on earth, I would say.
and they like according to Pruthvi, they actually proved it right as well. This time they scored P19 and P20
Started
compared to it started pretty good as well. Like not
no
not too not too bad. Like
P18, P19, and they ended
P19 exactly,
P19,
but still,
P20, and that too
and
because of one of, like, who was,
Williams not
yeah,
driving. No
Magnussen
car
was
for
starting
Williams.
from pit lane. That's why, or was it Williams?
No, it's not that. It's because Williams had no car in the quali.
Right, right.
So there were 19 cars in the quali.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Crazy, man.
And the funny part is William had basically a car which was trash. They built a new car and they performed it on the track, and still they scored, like they are above Kicksover, and they
Yep,
had like
yep, yeah.
they had nothing to do with the
Yep,
car.
yep, 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 yep.
यार कुछ तो करो, थोड़े तो upgrades डाल दो.
Yep. एटलीस्ट वही तो एक अपग्रेड डाल दो, कुछ तो एटलीस्ट क्वालिफाइंग में कुछ रिजल्ट दिखा लो या फिर रेस में कुछ कर दो. बट दिस इज लाइक
And
एब्सोल्युटली,
in between, I feel really sad for Bottas, क्योंकि like from
he's a legend,
Mercedes
like, man.
to
हाँ,
here,
yeah.
bro, like कि क्या switch है उसके लिए.
I think he gave up on it as well. Like he's focusing on other things outside F1 more than F1 because he's like, yeah, इसमें कुछ होगा नहीं. Even in interviews,
Exploring
you
the
can
world.
see the disappointment. He is like, लोग बंदे ने हार मान ली है कि भाई हाँ जो है यही है, काम करना है तो इसमें
Yeah,
कर रहा है.
and it's more sad for Zoe because he has a really good potential to be in a good team. Like he's a good driver, but like with this car, he cannot even prove that he's amazing, or like he cannot show any skills. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Like थोड़ा
I
भी
think,
competitive car हो, he can show like he can fight back, but
yeah,
here there's no option at all.
Bottas,
And
because
these-
of his past records, he still has the chance of getting a seat for the next few years itself. But for
Yes,
Zoe, he has
true.
nothing. I agree with you completely. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's really
And
sad for him.
usually what happens with the young drivers, they come in F1 in like the lower teams directly, like Haas or Williams. They join these teams and with the hope that they will in future move to like
Bounce back.
Ferrari, Mercedes, like a bigger team, right? But I feel sad for these drivers जिनको वो opportunity मिलती ही नहीं है कि वो ऊपर कभी जा पाएंगे.
Yeah, I
So
completely
it happened
agree.
with almost everyone. Like Albon के साथ हुआ. Like even though they were given an opportunity, like बहुत जल्दी उनसे ले भी ली वो opportunity ऐसा. So
Yeah, but again,
and on the other side, they gave Perez the seat, right?
Yeah.
And he did perform 1 year, but then next year, say again, same thing.
Yeah.
And on the other side, if you look at it directly, Mercedes is hiring Kimi.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
give me from F2 directly to a major team in
Yep.
just 1 year. So
Yep.
ये चीज देख के थोड़ा सा weird लगता है.
नहीं सही बात है बट अगेन लाइक आई वुड से बीइंग वन ऑफ द 20 ड्राइवर्स इन द वर्ल्ड इन itself is a huge thing but career wise
That's
definitely they don't get all of the drivers don't get the chances that they deserve.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happened with
Makes
Hülkenberg. No, like he
yeah.
was never able to score a podium because he was always stuck in the middle order team.
Yep. Even Mick
And
Schumacher, same thing with as he was not
yeah, Mick
able
Schumacher was amazing. Like he did make big
good use of
mistakes.
the car as well.
Obviously, he was a rookie, so like he did make mistakes. But if you look at his past, he was the constructor. He was the driver champion for F3 and F2
Yep.
also. He proved his point in like these the other cars.
Yep.
So एक opportunity दे सकते थे उसको.
Yep,
Like
yep.
even like being in the reserve seat for Mercedes, that could have been a good option.
Yep, definitely.
And that's pretty
it.
much it for the
Yeah.
whole grid, I guess. This time.
Yep. Amazing race.
What do you think about the next one?
Yeah. Very same thing I would say.
Any hopes for Red Bull?
No, I mean, I definitely wanted to see Max winning this race because it was his home race, and all of the drivers say that the crowd do add like 0.10, like 0.2 of a second or something at least because of them giving the energy. So the Orange Army was right there. So I was having a high hope for Verstappen this one, but I don't know, man. Like McLaren's dominance is real right now,
it's actually now it's actually showing up.
And Piastri had a last lap of quali, he did not had his best lap, so he was not P2. Otherwise, he would have managed. They would have managed McLaren 1-2, the front lock
1-2, yeah, exactly.
Lock up
I feel in the next race they
something
might
like that will happen, and Piastri is much better in the start than Norris, so Piastri would take off in the start.
Yeah, definitely.
So yes,
that's true. Yeah. Like P3 can fight for P3 in drivers' championship. So because between him and Leclerc, there is only 18, 19 points gap. Not even 18, and it's like almost 13 points gap. That's
right.
It. So he's very close to Leclerc.
But it was good to see Leclerc on podium. But I'm hoping again that Ferrari continues this and maybe bring some upgrades. And if not upgrades, just look what happens when Ferrari makes the right strategic calls. क्योंकि हर बार problem वहीं पे होता है. So if they get the strategy right, at least they have won like 40% of the battle. I would say.
Right.
Yep.
Which is going to be amazing in the next race because we have Italy coming up.
Yep.
So hopefully it's Ferrari's weekend. But I think Mercedes is gonna bounce back and prove that they are still in the game.
Yep.
That's what I feel. But I think you are right about this, that McLaren would score P1, P2. And then we can assume P3, P4 by Red Bull, and then it's the competition between Ferrari and Mercedes, where I feel Mercedes is going to be better than at least Ferrari this time.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see the battle between Ferrari and Mercedes and Red Bull and McLaren. But I'm just hoping that we don't have a 20-second gap again. Like I want to see them fight. I mean, Max and Norris fighting. That would be interesting.
Right. This race we didn't see it coming that there will be a 20-second gap. But till like good amount of laps, like till like 40-50 laps, they were like very close to each other. So we're still seeing the fight, and that's what we expected, right? So that's a good thing.
Yep.
But next race, Ferrari and Italy, good combo.
Yes.
Hopefully, let's see. who wins.
Yep. There would be a lot of Lewis Hamilton fans as well. We'll be seeing the first signs of Lewis Hamilton and Ferrari
Lewis
this
Hamilton,
weekend. So there
coming
will
in
be
Ferrari.
many posters about him in red. So it would be interesting to see.
Yeah, and even next year it's going to be amazing fight between Leclerc and Hamilton. That's going to be amazing.
Absolutely. I guess that's it.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
We have summed up everything.
Thank you all the subscribers, for first few subscribers. Thank you for your support and all the views. We are still not seeing enough comments. Like, we really want you guys. You don't like the video, that's all fine, but we just want some feedback on how we can improve this, how we can, please let us know in the comments if you can.
कुछ roasting भी नहीं हो रही है, वरना usually online roast शुरू हो जाता है.
Yeah, that was the other part. Like, I was expecting a lot of people, like, ये noobs आ गए, क्या बोल रहे हैं, पता नहीं है, and all that. But we are not seeing any of the side. Yup. But yeah, thank you guys. It was great. We guys are having fun talking about F1, and see you guys in the next one.
If you have stayed with us till this time, please hit a like and please leave something in the comments. Any reviews, any changes that you might think that could help us in a way. We are ready for the feedbacks. We'll try to implement it in our videos. So hopefully soon.
Yes.
Cool. All right.
Thank
you.
Thank you guys. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.